Mike Rowe on the $15 minimum wage. Unskilled jobs are rungs on a ladder. And he's not wrong. I keep seeing these people complain like, oh, I can't feed a family of 10 on my minimum wage cashier job. And everyone else is like, you're not supposed to be able to. That's the type of job that was always supposed to be a like a teenager's first job type thing. And you're eventually supposed to move out of it. Or if you never do, you're not supposed to make enough to feed a family on it. That's when you need roommates. That's when you need to stay with your family. And all this is going to do is speed up automation. So one of the main reasons that more jobs aren't automated yet is because hiring people is still cheaper, but not anymore. If you pretty much double the minimum wage, now all of a sudden people are like, well, previously, a person cost me like $8 an hour. A robot would have cost me $13 an hour, including all the other expenses. Now the robot's cheaper. Television host Mike Rowe, who is set to debut a new program, 6 Degrees with Mike Rowe, weighed in on the minimum wage debate currently brewing in Congress, suggesting that minimum wage jobs are valuable, but they should be treated as a bridge to success and not a final destination. I think this says a lot about the people who are basically fighting that they should be treated as a final destination. Although Rowe is not political, he has weighed in with practical advice on a number of controversial political issues. And late last week, the Discovery Channel host connected the hot-button minimum wage debate to larger goals of training more Americans for skilled jobs that are currently going unfilled. You know what could speed that up? Make that a requirement of collecting unemployment or any other welfare benefits. If you're not employed and you're just collecting government money, then you either go to one of these training programs and get one of those jobs or your money gets cut off. Speaking to Fox Business, Rowe called minimum wage jobs rungs on a ladder, ways to learn valuable skills on the way to bigger and better things. I want everyone who works hard and plays fair to prosper, Rowe told the network. I want everyone to be able to support themselves, but if you just pull the money out of midair, you're going to create other problems. Yeah, like automation. Notice that here in the U.S., we didn't really have like ordering kiosks and all that at fast food until the minimum wage really started skyrocketing. Soon you're going to have everyone replaced. Like, it's not just the ordering, the making of the food too. You could replace like all the staff of your average fast food place with one machine and then maybe one person to keep the machine stocked and maintained. That one person is going to be pretty well paid though. That's the catch right there, I guess. Yeah, you're going to be creating fewer better paid jobs. Like there's a ladder to success that people climb, and some of those jobs that are out there for $7, $8, $9 an hour, in my view, they're simply not intended to be careers. And that is 100% true, which is why this guy is getting hated on. Again, they're not intended to be full-time jobs. They're rungs on a ladder, Rowe added. So all these people bitching, like, I can't raise my family on a part-time minimum wage job. Like, you're not supposed to. But you know who can? Look at the herbivore men in Japan. The herbivore men seem to be able to pay for themselves just fine with part-time minimum wage jobs because they don't waste money. They cut their expenses. This is something that most of the people bitching about minimum wage don't understand, though. Half of getting yourself out of debt is cutting expenses. There's a lot of shit that people waste money on that they don't need. It's like, I'm just sick and tired of seeing people pretending to be poor while they got an 80-inch TV, every single game console, multiple games for each console, multiple current generation phones, like a phone for every member of the family, $200 shoes. And yet you expect me to believe they're living in poverty. Poverty in America sure as fuck looks a lot different than poverty in Africa, doesn't it? Those jobs are ways for people to get experience in the workforce doing a thing that might not necessarily pay you as much as you'd like, but nevertheless serves a real purpose, the former Dirty Jobs host said. That's right. Congress is currently considering ways to increase the federal minimum wage, a number that sets pay standards across the country, including in states and local jurisdictions that do not outline specific minimum wage for workers. Initially, Dems tried to include a minimum wage hike, which would have raised the federal minimum wage to $15 an hour in the Corona Chan relief bill, which has nothing to do with relief. It's a spending bill. Eventually, though, they were forced to drop the provision because it prevented the bill from passing on reconciliation, a special procedure that allows Congress to pass budget-specific measures by a simple majority vote rather than by a 60-vote supermajority. So Rowe told Fox Business he is also concerned that paying people high wages for unskilled labor prevents people from pursuing high-skilled jobs and jobs that present opportunities for growth that more closely resemble careers. I mean, it's not really just that. I mean, at first, maybe someone's going to be like, so imagine if a cashier got paid the same as a doctor. Like, this is the same problem that communism always runs into. Like, if you get paid the same no matter what you do, you're going to do the least amount of work possible. You're going to take the path of least resistance. So no one's going to want to be a doctor because, like, I could make the same just being a cashier and it's way less stress. What the fuck would I? But on the flip side, this is going to put all these minimum wage jobs, like, they're just going to disappear. This is going to create unemployment is going to go up so high because of this. So I worry that the path to a skilled trade can be compromised when you offer an artificially high wage for, I hate the expression, but an unskilled job. So to me, the brightest line needs to be drawn between skilled and unskilled work. We need to encourage more people to learn a skill that's actually in demand, Rowe said. Yep, leave the unskilled work to teenagers getting their start, to old people who just want something to do and to give back to the community. And anyone who is of like prime working age that's still stuck there, I mean, I'd be all for paying to have them trained to do something else. That would be a much better use of money than welfare. So Mike Rowe has made a television career by showcasing so-called dirty jobs that many Americans take for granted, but which are necessary to daily life and pay surprisingly well. His new show, 6 Degrees, takes the same format and applies it to history, encouraging viewers, he says, to take a shared look at major moments in American history. Yeah, look back at history while you can before it gets censored. That is a very important message right there, because you know it's coming. Oh man, I am so excited to tell you guys right now that finally, after about a year of build-up and shilling, we have launched Blade Devil on Indiegogo, and so far it is doing so well thanks to awesome people like you. If you haven't backed it yet, then please check the links in the description and check out Blade Devil on Indiegogo. You will not be disappointed. Looking forward to seeing you there.